back again with another YouTube video. It's your boy Riot G. Today we're gonna react to This Raw Was Absolute Insanity. Let's get right into the video.
That was one of the wildest Raw episodes I've seen in a while. Bold fraud, are we cooking again? Punk versus Cena, Truth cut his hair on live television, LA Knight is coming for Seth Rollins and a new World Heavyweight Champion. I can't be the only one who doesn't know how to feel about that.
Firstly, let's start off with talking about the World Heavyweight Championship match. You guys know the world title changed hands on Monday Night Raw. That's like one of the biggest significant things that happened. Then you had R-Truth, now Ron Killings. Let's continue.
I'm confused, frustrated, excited. I'm sad, but I'm eating. I'm in love with the way the Ring General I'm seeing. Nobody saw this coming. I was 100% sure we're going to see Bill Goldberg. He's going to attack Gunter. Jey Uso retains Gunter versus Goldberg. That was the most logical scenario. It made sense whether you like it or not. Goldberg is going to have his final match, and I thought it's going to be against the Ring General.
Yeah, and I thought about that because they did say they was gonna bring back Goldberg to face Gunther. Not saying Goldberg's gonna beat Gunther for the championship. Who knows? But I don't see that happening. But yeah, let's continue.
Gunther, but I was so sure Jey Uso is retaining by some shenanigans. Man, there is so much to talk about when it comes to this Raw episode. Most of it is actually really positive. You know, WWE are all about ups and downs, especially right now. But I'm so glad we got a Raw episode where I'm like, I could make like 2 or 3 separate videos about this. I'm not saying this episode was generational, but we actually got some serious story development, some exciting stuff, so why don't we just talk about it, people? But before that, make sure to smash this like button, subscribe and like count. Everybody, keyboard warriors. Gotta love when WWE wrestlers speak directly at ya. He talks about his retirement tour. It's now
Hey, that John Cena attire, I'd never seen him wear purple and orange together. Cool concept. I mean, cool colors mixed together. Purple's my favorite color actually, but I remember purple and yellow was his main, not main, but that was his 2010 attire. That was like the last time I seen him wear purple. 2010, I think, was the year. Let's continue.
down to 19 dates. Now he wants real competition. He defeated everyone from R-Truth to Cody Rhodes already. CM Punk interrupts. This is
My favorite wrestler, CM Punk. But I'm glad that they're gonna, wrestle again. What, at the next pay-per-view, which is what, King of the Ring, I think? I don't know. But people are saying Seth Rollins might cash in. Let's continue.
what we've been awaiting for, people. Punk, Cena, probably should have done it at Money in the Bank because, well, we'll get to that. CM Punk is not here to defend the company, corporation. He's here to defend the fans. The fans are his boss, not the final boss. He accuses John Cena of taking shortcuts, and this championship is all about obsession. I see what it did to you. I had the same problem. This championship turns people into monsters. To defeat the monster, I need to become one again. He challenges John Cena to a match right here, right now. Crowd goes wild. Wrestling fans.
Alright, we got hit with an advertisement. But we'll skip it.
Somebody in the audience. Little Frankie was like, yay! Skates! I like this part because everybody stood up like, oh my god, are we actually going to see that? Then John Cena says, what about this? If you want to face me, you gotta do it in Saudi Arabia. I told you, little Frankie, you stupid.
Saudi Arabia, which pay-per-view? Because I was at work yesterday, so I didn't really catch it.
Son of a bitch. Like, come on, kiddo. I love this. Okay.
I was just watching like a live stream reaction or whatever. But yeah, let's continue.
Talk about. I'm one of the biggest CM Punk fans in the world. Is it hypocritical that he talked so much shit about WWE going to Saudi and now he's going to probably main event the show? Yes. Like, even as the biggest CM Punk fan, I can admit that. Do I care? Not necessarily. You know, I don't give a shit. It's John Cena versus CM Punk. One part I like about Saudi WWE shows that it starts at normal time in my country, 5 p.m. Love it. But I love that John Cena actually addressed the situation. Sure, everybody knows what CM Punk thinks about WWE traveling to Saudi. So sure, not the character, the person took that opportunity, but at least in kayfabe, John Cena is like, well, gotta wrestle in Saudi if you truly want that. You know, they don't need to go into it too deep because not the best business decision. I feel like that's as much as we actually need. So, yes, the match was actually later made official. We are getting John Cena versus CM Punk.
Okay, Night of Champions. Okay, I knew. Like I said, it was a pay per view. Night of Champions. It's been a while since they've done it. Like I don't know that they probably been doing it off and on, but yeah, let's continue.
Punk. Sure. You know, I wish it was at Money in the Bank. I kind of wish it was at SummerSlam. It's a very big match, and for most
That would make more sense. SummerSlam. That's the biggest. Besides WrestleMania and stuff like that, SummerSlam's like the biggest pay per view of the year.
people, Saudi WWE shows are like, you know, again, on a positive note, we are getting John Cena versus CM Punk, and I'm all for it. Then we see Seth Rollins teasing a cash in. Before watching Raw, the biggest question was, will Seth Rollins cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase on Jey Uso? That was also on my mind. I was like, well, Gunter is definitely not winning, but we might see the cash in. Maybe it turns into a triple threat match like at WrestleMania 30. Seth Rollins does the heist again. Then we saw Chad Gable versus AJ Styles. Chad Gable is all banged up, so that was a pretty short match. You know, didn't really bother me. AJ Styles takes a pretty quick victory right here. I'm happy AJ got the W because obviously he got screwed by
He really switches his ring gear and plays two personas. Let's continue.
El Grande Americano, who's very close to Chad Gable. They're like buddies, I guess, maybe even related, I'm not even sure. And Chad Gable losing doesn't mean much right here. He wrestled two very physical matches. By the way, I have seen the Vikingo versus Chad Gable. It breaks my heart that so many people are turning on Chad Gable. We got the Women's King of the Ring qualifying match. This time around, it's all about fatal four-ways, which I don't really mind. Rhea Ripley, Kairi Sane, Roxanne Perez, and Liv Morgan, who are almost like in this Judgment Day partnership. So very good
But what is this? This is a King of the Ring, part of the King of the Ring tournament?
match. Y'all know I like triple threats, fatal four ways, especially on free television. I like the variety. Vince McMahon's WWE made me hate like these 6-man tags, so I guess that's why anytime I see something different, I really appreciate it. So Raquel Rodriguez interfered. WWE told the story of Liv Morgan and Roxanne being in this Judgment Day thing, but Roxanne was the one who won the match. And obviously Liv Morgan ain't happy about that, something that Nikki Bella later mentioned on the show. John! Oh, John! Becky Lynch was about to enter the ring and we see Austin Theory and Grayson Waller arguing. The trigger was still not pulled, people. WWE
They said they were gonna customize the Money in the Bank titles. I was reading it somewhere. Someone said it. I don't know what I was reading it on, but they said that they're like from now on they were gonna customize them. I don't know. Maybe I read it wrong.
we are still teasing this breakup. It's like they teased it for like a month, then for a month we have nothing. They don't even appear on our televisions. Well, barely. Come on, just do it already. So Becky enters the ring, boasts about her legacy as a multi-time champion, Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber winner, the first woman to main event WrestleMania, and a best-selling author. The Intercontinental Championship right now is the greatest prize in wrestling because she holds it. We see Lyra Valkyria. Lynch accused Valkyria of ruining her weekend and claimed she tried to kill her after losing to Lynch at Money in the Bank, demanding an apology. You're a crazy bird lady. So I'm enjoying this, but remember what I said, people? It's all about Bayley. It's all about Bayley because Bayley came back. She attacked Becky Lynch. It is happening, people. So the story got interesting. We got some progression. New champion plus Bayley's return. Bayley got screwed by Becky Lynch. Now we can have that match for the IC Championship. Better yet, we might even get a triple threat match later down the line. So I'm very excited about it. I think WWE are nailing it with the story. It got slow at one point, but now it just picked up and I was probably, way too quick to judge. But then R-Truth stands up on the commentary table, addresses the crowd saying that their voices matter, and thanks everybody for bringing him back. He's back for the people, not just as the comedic R-Truth, but as someone different and alive. He pulled out scissors.
Ron Killings. I mean, isn't that his actual name? Then that's his IG name too. Also, that was his name in TNA.
Cut off his braids and proclaimed the truth has set me free. I am Ron Killings. Holy shit, Chance, what a moment. Something you probably should watch on YouTube at least, because when I'm explaining it, it sounds so stupid. So R-Truth stands up on the table and cuts his hair. That sounds lame. That sounds horrible. But when you actually watch the segment, it's this message. He's no longer R-Truth, which is also kind of interesting because people wanted R-Truth. That's why he was so popular, because of his comedic side. Not a problem for me though, because I'm excited about his character development. It might be one of his greatest WWE runs ever, which is kinda crazy that is happening just now. But, you know, it's also kinda interesting how people like the character, that's why they cheered.
Yeah, they're definitely pushing him. I mean, he had a little push back in like 2011 with Miz, and he had won mid-card titles at, I think he won US title one time or some tag team title with Kofi. He's won a world title with Evan Bourne.
For him. And when he's back, he's no longer with that character. It's interesting. Triple H posted a picture with R-Truth on X. You can tell he hates it. You can tell he hates it. I can read people's minds. I can read people's minds. What I also like about this new character is that I have no idea what's gonna happen next. I have no idea, zero idea what the plans are. I mean, John Cena is focusing now on CM Punk. What R-Truth is going to do? It's so wild. Here's what I like. Another King of the Ring qualifying match, right? Sammy, Dom, Penta, Braun obviously enjoyed the match, so...
Do you guys think that they're gonna keep R-Truth in the Cena storyline, or they're gonna have R-Truth start a storyline with someone else, a new rivalry?
Many great talent right here. Tournament's always had a special place in my heart, people, but LA Knight interferes, attacks Braun Breaker, wild crowd, and Sami Zayn takes the W. Then Karrion Kross says, good job, you're a manipulator. Sami says, no, I'm just good enough, and I'm good enough to win the world championship. Stay out of my business. Basically the same promo every week, unfortunately. Can we just get Karrion actually in front of an audience? But let's talk about LA Knight. This means, I think, LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. LA Knight being in a rivalry against Seth is a big deal. It's a huge deal. Now, my WWE universe activated. Shitty universe. Where I have the worst ideas, people. The worst ideas. One of those ideas is telling my stupid ass big ass forehead. LA Knight versus Seth Rollins for the Money in the Bank briefcase. LA Knight wins. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. I would love it. Nah, seriously, that's not gonna happen. But you know, him being in a rivalry against Seth Rollins is a big deal. I almost expect the WWE to just put him in the mid-card again, and then just, you know, get all the other guys over, which... Come on. But then we got Nikki Bella. She's excited to be back. She hypes up Evolution and praises the women's division.
Yeah, you know, I looked at the pre-card, you know, seeing, you know, what's gonna happen for the post-show of what's gonna happen for Monday Night Raw, and it said Nikki Bella was returning. I was like, okay, wow. Well, I didn't see that, but in my mind. Let's continue.
She called Stephanie Vauquer Wakwa or something. Stephanie Wakwa. John, I love these women. They're so great. Especially Stephanie Wakwa. It happens to the best of us. Once I called Julia Gulia. Well, that's how you read it in my language, at least, man. Anyway, Liv Morgan interrupts. She calls Nikki jealous. Basically, this set up a match at Evolution, I'm pretty sure. Liv Morgan says, you're all alone. Obviously, it's no longer John time. And Nikki says, well, nobody knows who Dominic belongs to. So we got a fight, and Liv came out on top. So obviously, a match at WWE Evolution. which is pretty exciting. Then we got Gunter versus Jay, World Heavyweight Championship. The result we got, the most simple result, is something I didn't see coming. The match was alright, you know, we've seen it so many times, I didn't really care about it that much. I was just waiting for that big moment. Gunter! Why are you disrespecting legends? I've been watching the WWE product, Gunter, and I gotta say, I'm eating. I'm eating as hell. I'm eating, my wife is eating, and Gage is eating. Champion Pyro, everybody is confused, shocked, and that's how the show ends. So many questions, let's start with the first one. What's gonna happen with Seth Rollins? If Seth Rollins was meant to become the World Heavyweight Champion, why wouldn't they do that right now? Why do the switcheroony, hot potato shit? Or Seth Rollins is gonna hold that Money in the Bank briefcase for a very long time. Very confusing, man, but in a way I kind of appreciate it because
I don't know. I like when they build suspense most of the time with the Money in the Bank instead of having them just cash in right away. I mean, having them cash in the same night, I like when they cash in and it's successful, not a failed cash in. But if you're gonna do a failed cash in, do it a different day, not the same night. But like I said, I don't like cash ins quick. I like when they, you know, wait months and then cash in later.
I like unpredictability in professional wrestling. I can definitely see Sami Zayn winning the championship and Seth Rollins cashes in right away. Now let's talk about Gunter being the World Heavyweight Champion. Not the most exciting thing because we've seen it so recently. I get it though, and I'm happy for Gunter. So when it comes to Gunter being a champion, don't really have much to say. You know, I did feel like his first championship title reign was kinda, I wouldn't even say too short, it's just that we didn't get enough cool shit, enough interesting opponents. He spent majority of it facing Jey Uso, and for a wrestler like Gunter, we kinda want these dream matches. When it comes to Jey Uso losing the championship, I'm feeling so many different emotions, man. You know, believe it or not, I did not hate Jey Uso. I think he's fine, it's just that WWE turned him into this eating machine. I didn't like that. But I also feel like, why did he win the championship?
Yeah, at least they gave him a title reign, 4 world title. Like, he won the World Heavyweight Championship. He won the Royal Rumble. Those are 2 big things right there. He's what, like a 17th, not 17th, like a 7-time world tag champ? I don't know, I'm probably exaggerating. And then he's won Royal Rumble, he's won WWE World Champion, he's won IC title, so it's like, he already did a lot.
Championship in the first place, then he didn't do shit with it. At least now we can say, yes, he won the championship, and he definitely deserved it, he earned it, he was so interesting, you know, since 2020. But I also feel like he wasn't even given that big of a chance. Because when you really think about it, ever since Mania, 90% of his promo segments were basically big entrance, stops, he retained the every single match that I can right now at least think of that was particularly good. The only highlight was probably the tag team match, but that was not for the World Championship. I'm so confused about this. You know, in a way, I feel like it wasn't even Jay's fault, it's just that WWE Creative was so shit during that time. People, make sure to go to my Reddit, post something about this. I'm very interested in your opinions. I'll react to it on the next Reddit video, but let's end the video with this.
Alright, this Raw was absolute insanity. Tell me what you guys want to see next in the comments down below. I got more videos coming. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, and yeah, Uriah out.